This is one of a series of events that the Royal Society of New South Wales has hosted over now, I think as long as I've known it, in fact. And they've always been, 11 years. They've always been amazingly challenging, bring together a great diversity of people. It's just a fantastic place to be. And I have to thank the Governor, Margaret Beazley, because she offers her house, she offers her venue, the wonderful gardens and everything else to really kind of top an event like this off, in the sense of really making everyone come together and everyone value, I think, everyone's opinion. So that's been great. I will say I have a personal love-hate relationship with AI, and I think I might just mention this, my previous employees laugh at this, right? Because I've spent 40 years essentially working in AI, building some of the most advanced robotics and autonomous systems there ever been. The Pilbara, Port Botany, you name it, basically I've been involved in all of these things. And yet people who know me well know that I do nothing at home that has anything to do with AI. I don't even own a smartphone. I never use Google. In fact, I spent half an hour yesterday removing Copilot from Windows, okay? And I will tell you how to do it if you ask. And I have deep suspicions, I think, about that kind of intervention in my life. I read books, you know, I talk to people one-on-one. And I think I'm kind of getting a bit old, in some sense, old in the mind about not AI itself, the technology, because I think, you know, applications in science and everything else, but old in the sense that I'm just not someone who really enjoys the human condition. So one thing I'd leave you with, and I think this came out in the last talk, is the technology will genuinely assist and build a better humanity going into the future. But we do need to kind of work on making sure that happens. And we need to make sure that the benefits in education, in health, in law, and all of these other areas that have been discussed today are genuinely realized. And we need to kind of understand the role that it will play and the role that it won't play. You know, in areas like mentorship, reading a book, or even trying to edit the document I'm writing, okay? We need to basically understand how that happens. And discussions that we've had today are critical for actually, in the end, us all understanding what's possible, what perhaps is not possible, and what shouldn't happen as well. And I think that's important. So I think it's been a fantastic day all around in doing that. And I want to end by thanking a lot of people, not a lot of people, but a few people. I've got to thank Sally Cripps first, my wife, who has been talking about this to me on and off for the last year, and how it'll all be fine on the day, and it has been all fine on the day, as it always is whenever Sally's involved in these things. So that's great. And I also want to thank all the other people that have been part of the committee, Lindsay, Vince, and Graham Town. There's a lot of work, I know, that goes into organising these events and making sure that it happens. I want to thank Pascal for coming all the way from Atlanta back to Australia for us to benefit from your wisdom. I'm so sorry that we lost you in the first place. It's one of those things that we really should say. And I want to thank again, I think, the Governor, Margaret Beazley, is sitting over there, again, for letting us use this wonderful venue that really makes all the difference to these events. So thank you everyone also for coming.
Of doing the closing thanks, I was going to again thank the Governor, thank Hugh, who as the Chief Scientist has actually helped fund the event, as well as lending us his wife and making, you know, running those fantastic panels at the end, which were very, very dynamic. I want to thank Lindsay Botton and the team, Vince and Graham particularly. Davina as well has been, I don't know if she's still here. People have been working very hard. And I think it has been an extraordinary day, and just trying to think our way through it, we began with Her Excellency placing a really quite wise set of understandings about how we need to think about governance in this space. And we've sort of almost come full circle. Victor Dominello urging us to move faster, particularly in government. Pascal made this remark which really struck me. He said he wouldn't, as an academic or a corporation, have released ChatGPT. And nobody commented on it at the time. I asked him about it and he said he meant it. He meant it. that it was not ready. These large language models, which we've now heard critiqued and thought about quite a lot, are a bit of a worry, and obviously we're moving helter-skelter towards wherever we're going. But I think we have to think, we've listened to the legal panel, which was a fantastic panel, as Pascal said, and somebody commented, I think he's gone, that to have a group of young women, or women talking about the law was quite extraordinary. We got to that notion which Sally raised quite sharply in her session about the human. If you recall, Jill Bennett, who I think has also gone, was talked about Gwenda, the dementing woman, who was so reliant on her AI robot. And after all, what human could do that? So what's so great about being human? We've got to this point now where we have to think through what it is that's great about being human and how it's going to work out. And also what's left of being human if, after all, the programs, the algorithms know more about our own likely intentions and future actions than we do ourselves. Not only do they know more about our bodies, they know about what we're going to do next. So it is a very difficult space, and I think we've had positive news, EduChat, the banks are working very hard to help us. We've heard about agriculture, really exciting, and we've heard about how it can go wrong. I think I can see Judith there. I'm not in quite such despair about the loss of humanities, of the human in humanities, but I think we've got to do some pretty hard work thinking about what the human now is. So I want to thank you too, and everyone who spoke, thank you very much, and for everyone's attention. It's been an extraordinary day. Sally, and I hope you're actually going to get away and have a weekend at the farm with your husband, because I fear that you might not have had one for a while. So thank you all.